I'm at the heavy duty press conference with Dillian Whyte. How's it going, Dillian?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So that was a little bit cheeky in the press conference there. Well, it was just you having a bit of a pop at Anthony.
No, I was having a pop at him because he said that I'm lucky to be in his undercard. Who does he think he is? Muhammad Ali and Vladimir Klitschko and him? No, you're not, you know.
Okay. And what about the comments you made about Gary when he kind of stood? Do you think that maybe was a little bit...
Gary Condish is a coward. He was meant to fight me before. He knew he was going to get knocked out. Then they offered him more money, obviously, to fight Joshua. So he opted to get the more money and still get knocked out. Yeah. He should have fought. He should have fought me. We'd had a legit British title eliminator. Listen, man, this is the problem that's wrong with heavyweight boxing. Guys don't want to fight each other. Yeah. You know, guys only want to fight. You know. That's why. And listen, Gary Condish is scared. He's nervous. He was sweating. Listen. How can he be 21-0 and haven't fought one guy in the top 100?
So when did this happen? When was this proposed fight between you and Gary meant to happen?
The British Boxing Board of Control ordered it a few months back for me and him to fight.
Okay.
And he pulled out, I think, 1 hour before the press bid was meant to come in.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just what? Due to, was that going to be up in Scotland or was it going to be down here? Or?
Wherever it was, I would have gone. Wherever the promoter wanted, I would have gone because I knew I'd have knocked him out. I tried to fight him early in our career when I was with Frank Maloney, and Frank said, no way. Frank said, no. He's the only Scottish heavyweight guy in years, so we're going to try and build him up. No way am I letting you near him.
Okay. And have you studied Gary quite a bit? Is he someone...
Not really. He's a tall guy. He ain't got no power. His jab's terrible. He might improve for this fight, because when you step up in level, you normally improve, but he's terrible. He's just like a long noodle. That's all.
And in terms of like everyone's kind of seeing this as a build up to what's happening on the 12th of December.
Yeah.
How do you think Anthony Joshua's improving as a fighter? Do you think he's getting better since an amateur?
He's getting better. He's definitely getting better. You know, it'd be crazy to say he hasn't got better, but you know, we are improving. All the prospects. Listen, we have probably 5 of the best prospects in the world and the heavyweight scene at this moment in time. And we are improving. Every fight we're getting better. Every passing month, year, we're getting better, we're getting stronger. You know, so you know he's improving. But unfortunately, I don't see him as what everybody else sees him as. I don't see him as this legend or this great. No, I just see him as another undefeated guy. Just another stepping stone for me to get to where I need to get to, and it's the next level. It's time for me to you know, step on that stone and crush it under the bottom of my shoes and move on.
Okay, mate. All right. Well, we will move on from that. Let's talk about your fight on Saturday. You were meant to be fighting Dominic Gwynn, is that correct?
We tried to get at least 30 different opponents, all top, like outside the top 10, all outside the top 10 in the world, and we couldn't get them for some reason. Maybe Eddie didn't want me to take the shine off Joshua by knocking someone like Chris Ariola or someone on the show. So he messed me about for 3 weeks. I never had an opponent for 3 weeks. First he offered Brian Minto the fight before, then Minto said he wasn't offering him enough money, so Minto turned the fight down. And then at last minute, because he was getting a lot of stick and a lot of abuse, he went back and offered Brian Minto a lot more money, and Minto took the fight, which is silly, to be honest. Listen, this is boxing. Yeah. If you pay somebody enough money, they will take the fight. It's as simple as that. Especially if they had, 6 weeks to get ready. You know, but listen, I got a good, strong guy in front of me on Saturday. Minto's got a lot of pride. He always shows up the fight. Even the fights he lost has always been a hard fight. He's fan friendly and he give it his all. So I'm hoping that Minto turns up on Saturday. Okay,
well, like you're talking about there, like it's obvious it's quite hard for you to get opponents because you're a bit feared in the heavyweight division. You're talking there about heavyweights not really wanting to fight each other. How does this affect training? Do you pretty much have to train for all outcomes, just consistently?
It was a little bit difficult because for 3 weeks I was sparring for nobody. Yeah. And I think that's a bit of a mental mind game on Eddie Hearn's behalf. You know what I mean? Trying to mess with my preparation and my focus.
Really?
But yes. Why else would you have 6 weeks to get me an opponent and don't get me one? Yeah. Why? Well, I think of any logical reason.
I thought Dominic Gwynn was confirmed.
He got winning at 2 weeks.
Yeah, I thought that was all good to go.
Yeah, but you had 6 weeks. Yeah. You know, you're telling me as one of the top promoter in Europe, you can't secure a top heavyweight for me to fight.
Are you a little bit concerned about, you got a big fight against Joshua? It's going to be massive. Everyone in the country is going to be watching it. Are you a little bit concerned you haven't had the best preparation, like from what you're talking about there? Like people, you say Sky and Eddie Hearn are putting obstacles in the way.
Well, I don't think it's Sky. I think it's Eddie Hearn. I don't think it's nothing to do with Sky. I think it's just Eddie Hearn, but that's understandable. I'm going to beat one of his Olympic gold medalists in December, so he's trying to make it difficult as possible. But, you know, listen, I could fight King Kong. It makes no difference who I fight Saturday. I'm still going to go into that fight with the same mentality as if I beaten whoever, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. The preparation and the training is what matters, and how I show up on the night, you know? That's all that matters.
Okay, and one last...
Carnage is no preparation for me, let's be honest.
Okay. Right.
You know, there you go, he's not.
Okay.
His style is wrong, he's not strong and he's not aggressive. Okay,
all right, mate. Well, fair enough. Well, let's talk about what's been going on in your team. You signed up with Jonathan Banks. I've been lucky enough to talk to him a couple of times. That, from what I'm aware of, that relationship started way back.
Yeah, he started a couple camps back, when Vladimir fought Povetkin.
Yeah, okay.
But we just did little bits and pieces because it's hard when he's in camp. We did little bits and pieces, but what we did was so beneficial for me. I knew when's the time to step up, he was the man to step up with. I went and saw other trainers, spoke to other trainers, but just by the way they were speaking, I knew that he was a man for me. And I told him, when I'm ready, I'm going to come and see you, and that's all I've done.
And so you pretty much live in Detroit? Yeah.
No, I live in London. I have my kids here and stuff, so I live here, you know what I mean? But, you know, I go there and do my camps, I come back, you know, I go wherever is more beneficial for me. You know, for that Joshua fight, I might just go to Europe. I might go to Mexico, who knows, you know, who knows.
And do you get involved with the Klitschko still if Jonathan Banks is training them as well? Does that come up for you?
If they're fighting somebody my height, I'll go and spar. The man's the best heavyweight in the past 10, 11 years. So you'd be silly to not go there and work, you know? Yeah. I'm thinking of going out and watching the sparring for a couple of days, train for a couple of days and coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, the thing what I like about Vladimir is his professionalism and his approach to camp. I like being around that. It's so positive and his motivation. So, you know, listen, you have to be around great to become great and fight greats to become great. Yeah, I agree with that, mate. Well, so that sort of brings us on to, I have to touch on it while I've got you here, Klitschko Fury. What's your initial thoughts on the fight? What do you think is going to happen? Honestly, it's a hard fight to call, man, because the thing with Tyson, he's got so much drive and so much desire, and he's a bit unpredictable. And Tyson, he honestly believes that he's the best heavyweight in the world. But the difference is Vladimir is the best heavyweight in the world at the moment. So you got one man that believes and he's hungry and want to prove himself, and you got one man that is, and he's getting on, but he's still so strong and still so dominant. How do you call a fight like that? Yeah, it is very hard because Tyson's very unpredictable as well. Pete Fury said they're concentrating mainly on footwork. Is that what he thinks the best thing for Tyson Fury to do? I think Tyson should go out and fight Vladimir. Or can you fight Vladimir? Vladimir's footwork is excellent, like Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. You can't fight those guys with footwork. You have to take the fight to them and try and hurt them. That's all Vladimir's lost. Look at all the fights he's lost. Nobody ever beat him in footwork or boxing. He's only lost because he's been knocked out, he's been hurt, or whatever. He haven't lose because of no footwork and that stuff. No, that's what he does. Yeah. That's what Vladimir does. He boxes. He don't fight. He boxes. So why are you gonna box the best at boxing and whatever? That's like me trying to go and box with Floyd Mayweather. I'd have to fight him. Yeah. Okay. That's a mistake Canelo made. Canelo tried to box him and got outboxed. Yeah. What did you make of Tyson against when he fought Chisora for the second time? He sort of switched his stance. It was quite interesting. We've never really seen that before. We've seen it in flashes, but no, we've seen it. He boxed Rogan the whole fight for as a southpaw. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I was actually in that camp. So Tyson does that. He switches lefty to righty to try and be unpredictable. But you know, I think it's a good tactics, but I think he just needs to focus in this fight, stay disciplined, and go for it. You know, but I don't know, man. It's one of those fights that I get asked about all the time, but for me, it's a little tricky, you know. Yeah, it's good to get your opinion because obviously you work with both quite closely. So who would know better than you? Do you know what I mean? I know sparring different from fighting, and then this is Vladimir is trying to protect his legacy. Tyson Fury is trying to make his legacy. That's why it's such a great fight. Okay. You know, there's two giants as well that's looking to tee off on each other. So yeah, it's a great fight. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm looking to try and go to that if I can. Yeah, definitely, mate. Well,
Well, finally, we'll end on like you're talking about preparation for the 12th of December. I'm involved in like a weekly boxing show, and a couple of people on there were saying you could maybe do with another fight in between this one and the Joshua fight. Is that something you're looking at?
It depends on how much rounds I go. Saturday.
Yeah.
I might just do a 10-week training camp instead of fighting again, because sometimes you fight, you put yourself at risk of getting injured or getting cut or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, you know, is it worth it? You know, I'll speak to my coach and see. Maybe it's worth doing a long training camp and just turn, because if I fight, I'm probably going to have to take some time off and then go back again or whatever. I might just pace my training camp and just make sure there's no stones left unturned.
Is that, have you felt big, like, is there big changes from your previous team to your current team?
Massive. It's like different between night and day.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a good coach before, but he took me to a certain level, and then like with anything in business, you need to adapt to grow. And that's what I've done. You need, you know, like in business, you start off small, and every year you try and get bigger and bigger if you can. And it's simple, you know. All the great fighters have done it. You know, Lennox started off with whoever. I think Lennox had about 3 or 4 trainers until he got what he needed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
that's a good point.
Vladimir was the same. Vladimir was fighting with Fritz, and he was getting knocked out. They told him to retire.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
His first fight with Emmanuel, surely he got knocked out, but he knew what Emmanuel was teaching him was what he needed, and then Emmanuel gave him something that's kept him unbeaten in so many years.
Okay, mate. Well, brilliant. Well, it was amazing to get all your thoughts on that. Great to finally meet you, which was great. And just all the best on Saturday, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, cheers,
God
Dillian.
bless, man.